Hello guys, today we are looking at what a harmonic conjugate is. Now before that, let's talk about what a harmonic conjugate is. My previous video, I explained what a harmonic conjugate is. Now when you are given a function, let's say u, or for two variables, let's say x and y, when you differentiate, when you take the second derivative of what x and then y, and you add them, and it gives you 0, then you say that function is what? Harmonic. Are you okay? So looking at this, when you take what? The second order of this, of the x, and then the second order of the y, and it gives us what? 0, then we say that function is what? Harmonic. Are you okay? So for a function, we are working in what? A complex domain. For function u plus what? I of it, we call this what? The real part, and then this was our imaginary what? Part. Are we okay? Our imaginary part. So when you asked to find a harmonic conjugate, that means you might be given the real part to find what? The what? Imaginary what? Conjugate part. Now before a function is harmonic, it has to be what? Analytic too. Yeah. When a function is analytic, it will be what? Harmonic. So let's look at this example, how to find what? The harmonic conjugate of what? Of this. So here we need to apply Riemann's what? Equation, which says that what? When you take derivative with respect to x of the real part must be equal to what? When you take the derivative of y with respect to of y of the imaginary part, they must be equal. Are you okay? And also when you take the negative of what? U y must be equal to what? Vx. This Riemann equation. Riemann's equation. Are you okay? So we are going to apply this here. Are you okay? So let's go straight to the what? The solution. So now we have this. We have to find what? The harmonic conjugate. Now we know that when f is equal to what? U plus I, the real and then imaginary. When this function is what? Analytic, then when you take the derivative, it has to be what? It has to be what? Analytic too. Are you okay? But we know from what? Riemann's equation that what? V of x is the same as what? Negative u of what? Y. Are you okay? That means our f of x is the same as what? Ux minus what? I of what? Uy. Are you okay? So from here, we know this. So what we are going to do is that we know our u is given to us x over what? X squared plus what? Y squared. So what we are going to do here is that we are going to differentiate this with respect to x, and then we are going to differentiate this with respect to what? Y. So when we differentiate this with respect to y, but first, this is what? A quotient equation, right? So what we are going to do is that if we differentiate it, we are going to use what? Quotient equation rule to solve this. Are you okay? We are going to use this equation, v du over what? Dx minus what? U dv over d what? X all over what? V squared. So we are going to use this rule to solve this. Are you okay? So when you take the u of x, we are getting what? We are getting x squared plus what? Y squared minus what? 2x squared all over what? This square plus what? Y squared all square. Are you okay? Also, the same apply for what? Y. Taking what? u with respect to y. This will give us what? This will give us 2 negative 2y x all over what? X squared plus what? Y what? Square or square. Are you guys okay? So what we are going to do, we are going to substitute this equation 1 and this equation 2 into this. Are you okay? That means our f prime will be equal to x squared plus y squared minus 2x squared all over what? X squared plus y squared all squared minus. So it will be what? No, this is minus, so it will be minus 2xy all over what? X squared plus what? Y squared all squared. So what you are going to do is that I'm going to find the LCM with group items f factors. Are you okay? So this and this will give us what? Negative what? X squared. This is what? Plus what? Y squared. And then I also have what? Minus 2x y. No, the same denominator. So we are just going to take this plus this square. Are you guys okay? So from here, looking at this, we can group negative outside. Are you okay? We can let y of prime, we can take the negative outside. Are you okay? So negative outside, so it will left with what? X squared. So this will become negative y squared, and this will become what? Positive 2xy all over what? X squared plus what? Y squared all squared. Are you guys okay? Looking at this is like z squared. Are you okay? And this is like what? Z magnitude prime, the length of what? Z all square. This will give us that, and then it will be 4. Another 2, so multiply will give us this. Are you guys okay? So looking at this, our negative, our z square all over what? So this will give us what? Z4. Are you okay? So this z squared z what? Raised to the power 4. So we can cancel out. So this will give us 1 over what? Z squared, and then the negative. Now this is what? The prime of what? Negative 1 over what? Z squared. That we are looking for what? The f, not or the prime of f. So what we are going to do is that we are going to take the integral of this to get what? Our what? F. So that means our f will be equal to the integral of negative 1 over what? Z squared. Are you okay? And then this will give us what? 1 over what? Z. Are you okay? So now, looking at this, that means what? Our function is what? Our real function is what? 1 over what? Z. And then in this function, our what? Real part is given. And we are asked to find what? Our imaginary part. Are you okay? So looking at this function, it will be 1 over what? Z squared, and then our u, which is what? X over what? X squared plus what? Y squared, which is given. We are asked to find what? Our what? V. So looking at this and comparing this to this, our what? Imaginary part will be what? Negative y of what? X squared plus what? Y. Are you okay? So that means what? Our harmonic conjugate part of this function is what? B of s. What it means is that when we add these two functions, that means the real part and then the imaginary part, when we add them, we might get what? This equation. So let's try and see whether we get this equation. Are you okay? Let's try and see whether we are getting it. That means so our real function, which is one of what? Z, is the same as what? Our what? Real part, which is s of what? Xy plus what? Y squared plus what? Our what? Imaginary part, which is negative. So to get negative I y all over what? B squared plus what? Y squared. So looking at this is what? The same imaginary, the same denominator. So this will give us this, and then this will be what? S minus what? Y. So this is what? The conjugate of z, and this is what? Z, the length of what? Square. So this will give it the same as what? This is the same as what? Z prime multiplied by what? Z. So this will cancel this. Then we are having what? 1 over what? Z, which is what? Our function. So that means what? This imaginary part is now what? Our what? Harmonic what? Our harmonic what? Conjugate. Thank you for watching.